1930s, much of the world's attention was focused on the Scottsboro boys. They were non-black youths that were falsely charged with raping two white women named Victoria Price and Ruby Bates in Alabama. This case, more than any other event in the South during the 1930s, revealed the barbarous treatment of the blacks. The case began on March 25, 1933.
Scottsboro boys were consisted of Clarence Norris, Charlie Weems, Haywood Patterson, Olin Montgomery, Ozzie Powell, Willie Robertson, Eugene Williams, Andy Wright, and Roy Wright. March 30th, 1931, grand jury indicts the 9 Scottsboro boys for rape. April 6, 1931, trial began at Scottsboro before Judge A.E. Hawkins. April 7th through 9th, the boys are tried and convicted and sentenced to death. The trial of Roy Wright ends in a mistrial when some jurors hold out for a death sentence even though the prosecution asked for life imprisonment. January 5th, 1932, Ruby Bates denies that she was raped. March 1932, Alabama court voted and affirmed the convictions of 7 of the boys. May 1932, the U.S. Supreme Court announces that it will review the Scottsboro case. March 27, 1933, Haywood Patterson's second trial begins before Judge James Horton. April 9, 1933, Haywood Patterson found guilty by jury and sentenced to death in the electric chair. April 18, 1933, Judge Horton postpones the trial of the other Scottsboro boys because of dangerously high local tensions. May 7th, in one of many protests around the nation, thousands marched in Washington protesting the Alabama trials. June 22nd, 1933, Judge Horton set aside Haywood Patterson's conviction and grants a new trial. October 20th, 1933, the Scottsboro cases are removed from Judge Horton's jurisdiction and transferred to Judge William Calhoun's court. Through December 1933, Haywood Patterson and Clarence Norris are tried for rape, convicted, and sentenced to death. January 1935, the U.S. Supreme Court agrees to review the most recent Scottsboro conviction. April 1st, 1935, the U.S. Supreme Court overturns the conviction of Norris and Patterson because African Americans were excluded from sitting on the juries in their trials. January 23rd, 1936, Haywood Patterson is convicted for a 4th time of rape and is sentenced to 75 years in prison. Most of the Scottsboro went to jail for life, but there were some who were released after all charges were dropped against them.